I'm going to call the Planning and Zoning meeting of Monday, April 14th at 6 p.m. to order. We will have the invocation from Commissioner Thomas and then the pledge by Commissioner Yocum. Please rise if you're able to.
Lord, we come to you just to say thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to meet in this lovely community of Maricopa and allow us to come together in meeting of the minds and hearts to take care of any zoning and planning commission business. We pray for all these things in your precious Son's name, Jesus Christ. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That'll take us to roll call.
Commissioner Brems,
Here.
Commissioner Robertson,
Here.
Vice Chair Waters, Chair Singleton,
Here.
Commissioner Yocum,
Here.
Commissioner Klob,
Here.
and Commissioner Thomas.
Here.
We do have a quorum.
Thank you. That'll take us to the call to the public. If you wish to speak, please complete a speaker card and submit it to the chairman prior to the start of the meeting. The procedures to follow if you address the commission are: Commissioner requests that you express your ideas in 3 minutes or less and refrain from any personal attacks or derogatory statements about any city employee, a fellow citizen, or anyone else, whether in the audience or not. The chairman will limit discussion whenever he deems such an action appropriate to the proper conduct of the meeting. I do not have any speaker cards. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak? Seeing none, I will close the call to the public. That'll take us to item 4.1, minutes.
I move to approve.
Second.
Okay. A motion by Commissioner Yocum and a second by Commissioner Thomas. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? That passes. This takes us to regular agenda item 5.1, PAD 24-07. This is a public hearing. The Planning and Zoning Commission shall discuss a request by the Rose Law Group on behalf of Private Motorsports Group LLC to rezone approximately 263 acres of land from industrial CI-2 to the Apex Motorsports Planned Area Development PAD located at the northwest corner of Ralston Road and State Route 238. This is for discussion only. Take it away.
Thank you, Chairman, members of the Commission. As you stated, this is a request by Rose Law Group to rezone approximately 263 acres of land from county industrial to the Apex Planned Area Development. If I could direct your attention to the vicinity map up there, the Apex property is outlined in yellow. You can see North Warren Road to the west there. Ralston Road to the east, and it's just north of State Route 238. This is an existing private motorsports club. It was approved through a conditional use permit by council back in 2017. This evening, we are going to continue this to the April 28th, 25 Planning Commission meeting for action. Apologize, we are still working out a few of the minor details, being able to just button this up. We thought we would have it ready by last week, and unfortunately we didn't get there. So we're going to continue this to the 28th, and we'll be back before you with a full presentation, applicant, the whole thing from A to Z. So with that being said, this item is for discussion only. Staff will bring it back on April 28th for Planning Commission action. So that concludes my presentation. Chairman, I'll be happy to answer any questions that y'all might have.
Thank you. This is a public hearing, so I will open the public hearing if there's anybody in the crowd that wants to speak to this. Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. Commission.
This is a recommendation. Do we need a motion and a vote to approve your recommendation?
Chairman, it is a discussion item only. There is no need for action to continue it to the 28th.
But there's a recommendation before us.
Oh, I'm sorry? The recommendation is a discussion only, so there is no motion or voting on this, Commissioner Robertson.
Any other commissioners have any questions? Seeing none, we'll close this item out and we'll move on to agenda item 5.2, which is DRP 25-03. This is just a planning commission update presented by Derek Shear, senior planner. Will present major development review permit case DRP 25-03, Maricopa Fieldhouse Copper Sky, a request by the city of Maricopa for review of site, landscape, elevations, and photometric plans for a proposed athletics field house on approximately 4.9 acres of land within Pinal County parcel number 510-12-014G within the city of Maricopa, generally located at the southwest corner of West Bullen Road and North Graythorn Drive. This is again for discussion only. Take it away, Derek.
Thank you, Chairman, Commissioners. Derek Shearer, Senior Planner with the Planning Department, presenting the next case. As it was read in by the Chairman, this is an application for a development review permit, DRP 25-03 for the Maricopa Fieldhouse Copper Sky. This is an informational item. The applicant on the project is Regis Reed with the City of Maricopa Capital Projects Department. We also have David McLeish, the Recreation Superintendent, here to answer any questions that the Commission may have. The location, as you can see on the vicinity map there, highlighted in yellow, this is currently the Copper Sky Police Substation. Hasn't been an active substation in a couple of years. The Recreation Department is needing additional room for its facilities and is proposing to convert the Copper Sky Police Substation into a field house. The renovations will occur inside the existing substation, but then a 30,000 square foot addition. As we can see here in the big white box that you see, a 30,000 square foot multi-purpose field house. Basically, this is a giant gymnasium. It will have 2 full-size basketball courts, 4 mini, can also be broken up into volleyball courts, pickleball courts, just about anything you can do inside on a hardwood surface maybe happening in there. Let me see, let me get to the floor plan. My apologies, the floor plan is not pulling up. It's hidden under the site plan, my apologies. If we can imagine this in the commissioner's packets, but for the public, the floor plan, the existing substation is going to be divided up into lobby area, storage area. It's going to have entrance bathroom at the lobby, but then also have male and female bathrooms, not locker rooms, but bathrooms, located sort of in that shaded area on the top right, connecting to the white part of the building, which is the large field house. So that area is being converted. It's going to be the storage for all the equipment that they're going to need for the nets, the balls, everything like that. Inside the field house, you'll see the wooden floors with the painted lines, but then also retractable bleachers inside. Rather simple building, but yet when we look at it architecturally, the lower portion here on the left-hand side and then on the right-hand side on the bottom, that's the existing substation. The applicant is taking the architecture of that existing substation, expanding it with the growth of that 30,000 square foot building, bringing up the height so we can get to the height that we need for the indoor athletics, for clearance for the balls and everything like that. Mostly it's going to be constructed of metal, varying colors that'll match the existing building. And if we go back to the landscape plan here, what you see shaded is going to be new proposed landscaping around the facility. Everything else that you see that has the plain white background, that's all existing landscaping. So we've got a number of new plantings going in. Everything will be planted and constructed to meet code. As part of this development, but not a part of this application, the city is abandoning the section of Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard right in front of the facility. It's basically going to start all the way at the right-hand side that you see the connection where the new landscaping is, and then head down to where it connects to North Graythorn. This area is going to be abandoned as right-of-way, but it's still going to serve for parking for the overall new field house and Copper Sky facility. The drive-through lanes will still look the same, but it's not going to be the roadway. We can't have the perpendicular parking pulling out onto the roadway, so they're abandoning that to make that portion a parking lot. The proposal is going to meet, is appropriate to the function and of the site and is integrated with the existing future development of the site. Elevations and color combinations appear well integrated and complementary. And prior to approval, the proposal will meet all requirements outlined in the zoning ordinance. Notification letters were sent to property owners within 600 feet on March 26th. The site was posted on March 27th, and April 14th today we have the Planning and Zoning Commission. Staff did receive one letter of opposition for the DRP. However, the DRPs are administratively approved at the staff level once they meet all requirements under zoning. So support and opposition while we take it. We like to hear from the public. We put it into the official record. It's not anything that we can act on. As long as this development meets the zoning code regulations, it is approved by right. Have any questions that the commissioners may have? And again, I have the recreation superintendent here to answer any technical questions that I wouldn't be able to answer.
Awesome. Thank you, Derek. Commissioners, any questions? Commissioner Klob.
Thank you, through the chair. Derek, thank you for your presentation. And you brought up one of my questions. You answered one of my questions regarding Martin Luther King Boulevard and the parking, having primary parking on a through street. I saw it as a challenge. I think that opens up some other opportunities that may kind of answer another one of my questions here. One of the challenges, overall, I like this. I think that it's a much needed facility for our community. Architecturally, I think it's done very well and tastefully. It complements Copper Sky. It complements existing structures. I think they've done a good job there. Where I have a concern is, as a parent who at one point in my life had kids that played tournament ball, I see this as a great opportunity to showcase our city and bring tournaments here, basketball, pickleball, volleyball, wrestling, whatever, from Greater Phoenix, Metro, and bring them down here, for these tournaments. Adding only 71 spaces, I've been to these tournaments where you get 2 or 3 or 4 things going on in these community centers at one time, and there's nowhere to park. And only adding, I realize that Copper Sky parking is adjacent to it, but we get events there. As that expands more, I just see this becoming a potential bottleneck. And I think the city really needs to look at how we can bring additional parking in here for those events. The second part of, or the second question that I had was, it's not really a question, it's more of a statement. I did notice that there's no, and it's getting nitpicky, I get it, and it's still being defined in the design process, but there's no locker rooms. And again, also as a parent bringing other kids, having a 30,000 square foot facility and having, relatively small, toilet facilities for potentially what could be a fairly large crowd, I think is also a potential challenge. So other than that, I really like the project, and I think it's much needed for the community.
Thank you, Commissioner Klob. We do have David here. If David, you'd like to come up, maybe answer some. I know it's very, I wouldn't say premature, operational, but maybe answer the choices that were made about bathrooms versus full locker rooms.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment quickly on what you mentioned about locker rooms. So there will actually be a line of lockers available. So there won't be no lockers. We decided to go with a different design rather than having specific locker rooms with different showers, things like that. We just have Just available lockers, a safety concerns, there's going to be less people trying to steal from lockers because they're out in the open. We understand that people do need lockers though, so they're going to be available. There's also additional costs with having showers and things associated with that, but with the use of this building, usually people are going to be using it, then they're going to be leaving, whether that's home or a hotel or elsewhere. So that's why we decided not to introduce showers because of space, but we do have, those locker rooms available. So.
Thank you.
Any other commissioners have any comments? Commissioner Robertson.
Derek, this, on your neighborhood outreach, this one did not include a neighborhood meeting. I was wondering, is that normal for these type of projects, not to have a neighborhood meeting?
Correct, Commissioner. For the development review permit projects, it's only the site posting and the mailed notification. There isn't a neighborhood meeting.
Right. However, if I could just add to that, Chairman, Commissioner Robertson, when we went through the rezoning portion of this, we did have the neighborhood meeting, and we had showed the site plan and the general conceptual development plan through the beginning. So,
Commissioner Yoakum.
The one person who took opposition, what were his concerns or her concerns?
The individual's concerns, Chairman, Commissioner, were that they enjoyed the police substation being there and the security that they felt having that there, and also felt that the activities and what's being proposed inside is already satisfied by what is in the main Copper Sky building, being the number of basketball courts and volleyball courts and things like that.
Thank you.
And I just, if I can note that, I just learned, I didn't realize that the substation hasn't been an actual substation staffed by the police for a couple of years now.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it's sort of been serving that purpose in people's minds in the city, which is pretty good.
Awesome, thank you. Any other commissioners? So, Derek, like you had mentioned, this is kind of early in the designs and everything like that. And I do echo Commissioner Kloeb's concern of not having locker rooms, especially when we want to be that premier city and attract those tournaments. There needs to be places other than just a small bathroom for athletes to change. But other than that, I love that we're expanding the capabilities that can bring tournaments to the city, and that this is just adding on to Copper Sky's capabilities. But that's all I have. Okay, Commissioner Robertson.
Would there be any spectator facilities included or portable stuff that could be brought in if a tournament were to be held? Or does just open floor space? Or?
Yeah, so there's going to be some bleachers along the edge, but we also have additional bleachers that we can roll in and out of where the storage is at. So there's going to be significantly more seating than what's at Copper Sky per court. That's one of the bits of feedback that we get regularly at Copper Sky when we have our youth sporting events, is that there's not enough seating, but this facility will have, I believe, at least double per court for seating. So that'll be definitely taken into consideration with this.
Will it be, will the courts design kind of a multi-purpose court design where it could be pickleball or basketball or volleyball, or each time, and I guess second to that, can you run more than one event at a time?
Sure, so each there's going to be 4 full-size basketball courts, 6 volleyball courts, and 12 pickleball courts. And in between all of them is going to be a curtain that can come down, so you could potentially have in one space, 1 or 2 volleyball courts going, in another space, several pickleball courts, and then maybe 2 is basketball, so absolutely.
Awesome, thank you, David. Commissioner Yoakum.
Just a comment that I shared Commissioner Clore's concern about the parking. I think for the everyday use, it seems to me it would probably be ample, but when we do have tournaments there, who knows how many cars might be. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there as to I think we want to look at the parking again.
Awesome. Any other comments from commissioners? Nope. Awesome. Well, this was discussion only. There was no call to the public, so we will thank you, Derek, for the presentation.
You can speak.
Oh, you can speak?
Yep.
All right. Do you mind coming up to the microphone?
Step up to the microphone, please.
My name's Tom Weiss. I live in the Villages. Lived here about 8 years. Now, I'm a veteran and a member of the American Legion and the VFW. And with them, I do the website for the VFW. And as you're probably aware, there is a memorial park planned and about to be opened in the end of May. And we would like, I'm not here officially for them, I just happen to be here. I'm getting a head start on community service hours because I'm taking your leadership program. So I would like to have consideration for the landscaping where the flags are being presented for all the military units. That one of the drawings showed trees along the wall where we're going to have the flags. Consider that, please. And also, we'd like to be able to have access to the building for events, bathrooms, or whatever. So I'm not here officially. I'll transmit this to the members that are leading that program, but we're doing our dedication on May 24th, a Saturday, and then a flag raising on Memorial Day the following Monday. Any questions of me? Thank you.
If I could just add one small thing about the parking. I will say operationally, we do at times, there could be a Saturday where we're running youth basketball over at Copper Sky, and then, on our fields, there's a soccer tournament going, and then at our ball fields, we've got, baseball or softball tournament going, and so the use that's already going to be happening at Copper Sky at times is going to be able to move over there. So while in and of itself, I think it was 71 parking spaces may not be sufficient if this was a standalone building, the parking spots available at Copper Sky and the use that's already happening is going to be just moved over. And so it may not seem like enough, but again, there's a lot of parking that is already being used at Copper Sky for those uses.
Thank you, David. Any other comments? Nope. We will move to item 6, which is reports from commission and/or staff.
Thank you, Chairman. Only thing to report this evening is originally we were, excuse me, originally the intention was not to have a meeting on the 28th, but obviously with the continuance of the Apex rezone this evening, we will be back here 2 weeks from tonight. I believe it's 2 weeks from tonight. For that action item, I just would point out that I will not be here that evening. Rudy Lopez, the development director, will be running the meeting that evening and presenting the Apex case. So be on vacation, and we didn't quite anticipate this. Chairman, that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Item 7, I don't think we need an E-session, so that will take us to adjournment. Do I have a motion? Motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? We are adjourned.